Alright guys, this might be the craziest thing I ever done with the car yet. I just bought a BMW G31 Touring, and no, it's not just any G31. This one is an ex-police car, and it cost me just a tiny fraction of what it's worth new. But there's a reason for that. It's absolutely riddled with problems. This car used to chase down bad guys, now it barely chases its own tailpipe. Warning messages, battered bodywork, moldy interior, and God knows what's lurking underneath. So today I'm going to take you through why I bought it, what's wrong with it, and what my plan is to bring this bruised Bavarian beast back to life. Let's dive in. So here's the deal, I picked up this 2019 BMW 530i Touring for a price so low it felt illegal, which is ironic considering who used to drive it.
1 hour later.
I got the car home and oh man is it rough. Let me show you all the good things and all the bad things about this car. First thing is, this is BMW G31 white, one of my favorite colors, and in my opinion this is one of the best looking 5 Series BMW are making. Second good thing is, under the bonnet, this is not your standard 520D, it's 530i. That's 2-liter turbo petrol engine which does 250 horsepower, and it's BMW B48 engine. I've seen videos online that these engines can do up to 500 horsepower with only few mods. Another good thing is that it's ex-police car. That could be good or bad, but it's always been serviced on time, so I hope that the engine is good. Another good thing about this car is that it has the 4-pot front calipers. This is not standard for these cars, so that's an upgrade. Unfortunately, this is where the good things end. Now let me show you all the bad things about this car. I'll start from the top down. You can see there are quite a lot of holes in the roof of the car. There is one more over there. I don't know how big the hole is underneath this thing. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me what is the purpose of that in police car. But here you can see marks where the top lights were mounted. There are 2 rev nuts here. They need to be drilled out and plugged and painted. Speaking of holes, there are 2 extra holes in the front bumper and 4 extra holes in the rear bumper. Apart from holes, this car has a lot of dents. Let me show you all the dents that this car has. We have 2 dents on the bonnet. One is here. Another one, it's barely noticeable, but there is one more here. If I open the bonnet, you can see how it's kinked in there, and it should be straight like this side here. The front bumper has a lot of dents and scratches as well. We have this massive dent on the front driver's side door and a big scratch over there. The front driver's side wing is waffled, as you can see here. This side here is pushed inwards. You can see how it's going in, and it should be basically vertical. The passenger side looks the worst. We have nice dent here, scratch and dent on the passenger wing. This is pushed inwards. It's making contact with the door when you're opening it. I'll show you in a little bit what sound it makes. We have dents here, some more dents down this way. This is the door seal. I don't know why it's here, but I suppose it's just unclipped from the clips. There is a rip on the side skirt. There is a lot of glue residue from the police stickers. Some have tried to remove them, but not very successfully. On the other side it's way better, but on this side, oh man. Another thing, there is no residue here, but there is also no clear coat. So when someone was removing the stickers, they just removed a little bit of the clear coat as well. We have dent and rust on the quarter panel. This is pushed inwards. I'll try to do PDR. I never done successfully PDR, but I'll take my time with this car and we'll see how it will turn out. Obviously PDR will not be enough to fix all the damage to the panels, but at least it will help me to use as less Bondo as possible. This was the majority of the damage that the car has. There are also some small stuff like mud inside these side markers, scratches, small broken plastic bits as well. But I'll show you all the stuff I'm fixing as I'm fixing them, so you have better understanding of all the things that are wrong with this car. And now let me show you all the bad things about the interior of the car. And man, it's really rough, so it needs proper detailing. This here is the lever for popping up the bonnet. I broke this when I was viewing the car because the bonnet is bent and it was so hard to open. I tried to push it more than I should, I guess, and I broke it. And I couldn't even see how the engine looks like of the car because I couldn't open the bonnet. But for the price I paid for the car, I didn't ask so many questions. We have the basic screen inside, a lot of error messages on the screen. It doesn't have the navigation as well. I guess the police cars are just have the bare minimum of functions. What I'll try to do is upgrade the software of the iDrive. Hopefully this will add the maps. I'm not very familiar with that. I never done it before. This is a spot for police equipment, I suppose. There's a lot of things happening underneath here. Some more snipped wires. I need to solder all the wires. I suppose this is connected to that. This here is maybe chopped from here. I don't know. Some more cut wires, but I don't think this is factory. So one of the first things I'll do with this car is remove all the police stuff from it, and I'll show there are quite a lot of police stuff still left in the car. I need to fix all the chopped wires. This is not working, but funny thing, there is one more in the glove box, and this one works. Some of the police things, I guess. So the cup holders here are missing. The armrest, someone have been there already, you can see. We have this speaker here. This cover for these wires here is missing as well. I suppose there was another speaker like the one here, but it was mounted on the roof. So much mold on the seats. It smells so fruity in here. I cannot even describe that smell. It smells like rotten food or something. Maybe someone vomited in the rear seats. We need to do a proper cleaning of this car before we can do anything else. And now let me show you how the back seat looks like. So we have this sticker here, disclaimer for video recording, some more mold. This thing here is missing. This looks quite, that's the cleanest part of the car, man. Oh, this is not bad as well. But to be honest, I think that cloth interior is not suiting the G series, so most likely I'll be replacing the whole interior with leather seats. I'll clean that first, so it will be safe for me when I'm doing stuff inside the car. I'll maybe remove the whole interior. One of the good things about 5 Series Estate is that you can open this either with this button here or with the remote control. Look at that, that's nice. There is a button to open up the whole tailgate, which is really good, and it's working as it should. Okay, so inside the boot, some more police stuff. We have this thing here. I suppose it's for either fire extinguisher or maybe cones. Some more police stuff here. Oh yeah, that's Ethernet port. There is this thing here. That looks like the Chinese GPS antennas. Actually, this looks like Chinese GPS antenna. Maybe police have different type of navigation system. That's why the car doesn't have its own built-in navigation system. I don't know. Oh man, that's a lot of wires. Some more police stuff. This doesn't want to stay, so I'll hold it with one hand. So we have a lot of police stuff here, man. It's Ethernet ports. I think that's radio, some radio stuff. Some more jacks. So we need to remove all the police stuff from this car and put it back to factory. So many internet ports, man. Because I never worked on G series before, it will be a bit hard for me to know what's factory and what's not. I'll try to figure it out. So that's broken. We have this big hole over there. Let me see what's going on here. Oh man, so there's even more connectors and wires. More Ethernet ports. Oh my god, why they need so many Ethernet ports, man, in a car? Maybe there is some police guy or someone who knows about these things, but please share in the comments below why there are so many Ethernet ports in police cars. Ooh. Oh, okay, I know what that is. All the BMWs have that after 2007 onwards. This should be on top of the battery. Yeah, so they reroute the positive cables for the battery. What? Some more police harnesses, some extra fuse. This doesn't look factory to me. Let me tell you what, it will be quite fun to put this car back to OEM spec. Okay, so this was the boot, and I'll show you what is the worst thing about this car. So when I called the guy up and I've asked what needs doing mechanically on the car, the guy said that it has a coolant leak and some exhaust leak mechanically, and cosmetically obviously there is a lot of issues with the car. But because I couldn't open the bonnet when I was there, I couldn't remove the oil cap as well, and I was able to do that in home. And look at that, that looks like coolant in the oil to me. The first thing I need to do is drain the oil. I suppose the coolant leak is not actually leak, it's going inside the engine. You can see, yeah, coolant level is so low, and I suppose all that coolant is going inside the engine. And because this is B48 engine, there is a common issue with them. It's with the oil filter housing. It's made out of plastic, and there are 2 or 3 passages next to each other. One is for coolant, one is for oil, and the seal between them gets melted, and then the coolant starts entering inside the engine. First thing will be to put the car in the garage, drain the oil, see how the oil looks like. The car have sat like this for a few weeks now because I didn't have time to start working on it, and hopefully the oil and coolant separated. So if I remove the drain plug, coolant should start flowing first and then the oil should follow. Fingers crossed. We'll drain the oil, put new oil in, remove that housing to make sure that this is the coolant leak reason, and they are selling aftermarket completely aluminium housing, which is an upgrade for these cars, and they last way longer than the plastic ones.
Ex-police cars are often auctioned off when departments upgrade their fleets. They are usually high mileage, a bit rough around the edges, and often stripped of any equipment. But if you know what you're doing, they can be insane value for money. New this car would have cost upwards of £50,000. I got it for a bit less, 4,750 to be precise. This is ridiculous, even considering all the issues. Honestly, it's a mess. But it's a BMW G31, and under all the grime, antennas and dents, there is a ton of potential. So what's the plan? I'm going to turn this X-Cup cruiser into a sleek, road-tripping monster, and I'm doing it on a budget. That means full diagnostic scan, sorting the drivetrain and suspension, fixing the wire spaghetti in the boot, restoring and upgrading the interior, fixing all the dents, fixing all the holes in the roof, black trim, better wheels, body kit maybe, possibly exhaust mod and a cheeky remap at the end. This is going to be a full series. I'll take you through every fix, every fail and every unexpected discovery along the way. And trust me, with a car like this, there will be surprises. If you love underdog projects, rare finds, or just seeing a neglected machine get a second chance, you'll want to follow this one. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment if you ever owned or worked on an ex-police car, and I'll see you in the next episode, where we plug this thing in and we find out what kind of trouble I just bought.